All right, my name is Rudy Santana, and I will do my Bible teaching on Abraham and his awesome journey. I decided to do this when I was doing a research paper. I'm like, man, my research paper was on the promised land, the land promised by God, and a lot had to do with Abraham and the promises God made to Abraham. And what I noticed is that Abraham traveled a lot. And I'm like, why not do my Bible teaching on this? So that's what I'll be doing today. I'm going to show you guys, how far he traveled, where he traveled to in a timeline matter, like where he went to first and then where his story ends. So I want to begin our story today, as many of you may know, in the land of Ur. So I'm going to go ahead and just go from Chicago. This is where you're looking at right now is Chicago. But from Chicago, I'm going to go to the land of Ur. So as soon as I find, all right. Then as soon as I find Ur, okay, there we go. We got Ur. We had Ur. Goodness. Let me just close some of these windows or whatever. Okay. So we're going to go to the land of Ur. All the way across the globe. Of course, it's in the Canaan area, not Canaan area. It's like in the country of Iran. About North Iran. I'm going to just show you the country boundaries right now so you can know good idea where Ur is by. Alright, so here's Ur in North Iran. This whole land right here is Iran. And it's like northwest of Iran. Alright, so we're starting we're starting our story in the land of Ur. Now this is where Abraham's story begins. This is where his family was first living. And here it was Terah. Terah was the father of Abraham. And then from Ur, they're going to travel to Canaan, and they settle in Haran. So here's the Bible scripture that, says all this. Terah took his son Abraham, his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, the wife of his son Abram. Together they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. So here they start in the land of Ur, and they travel out with these people. They go with Terah, Abraham, grandson Lot. So it's Terah, Abraham, Lot, Sarai, and yeah, they went towards Haran. Now that's where our next step in our story begins, in Haran, very far from Ur. So definitely quite a travel for them. So here they are in Haran. It's like near Turkey, around there. We're gonna just bring up the border so you can see the country. Let me just close this real quick. So Haran, okay, so yeah, about South Turkey. This whole land right here is Turkey, and it's like right here, so South Turkey. So I'm just gonna take this off and go back to Haran. Okay, so Haran, this is where they the household of Abraham lived, Terah being his father. Terah died here in Haran at the age of 205 years old. Not bad. Anyways, the Lord said to Abraham, "Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you." And the land he's talking about is Canaan. Here's the promise he made. "I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you." So here's Abraham. His father dies, and then the Lord makes this promise with him. So he does exactly what the Lord tells him. He goes to the land that the Lord is showing him. So from Haran, Abraham goes all the way to Shechem, which is the modern day Nablus, in the land of Canaan, which is Palestine, promised land, all that stuff. So pretty incredible journey. So let me see if I can just show the distance. Can't even see Haran. Anyways, here's Shechem, not modern day Nablus, and in Shechem, this is where Abraham built an altar to the Lord. And in Genesis 12:6-7, it explains what Abraham did. Abraham traveled through the land as far as the site of the great tree of Moreh at Shechem. So he travels all the way, and it's not even like the beginning of Canaan. It's like more of like maybe the south. Let me see. Yeah, it's not even the south, but it's like towards the middle. So he went all the way to Shechem. This is as far as he traveled. At this time, of course. At the time Canaanites were in the land, the Lord appeared to Abraham and said, "To your offspring I will give this land." So he built an altar there to the Lord who had appeared to him. All right, then from Shechem we go to he goes to Abraham's tent, where he resides for a while. Now it's in the hills east of Bethel, west of Ai. This is where he pitched his tent. And then he built an altar to the Lord here, and they called the name of the Lord. So we're just going to get in context. We're going to see where exactly it was. So we're looking north now. We're trying to look north. All right, we're looking north. And just let me see if I could just zoom out a bit just to see where we're at. So this would be Bethel, right here to the west of it. This would be Bethel. I'll put on borders and labels so we can see the countries. Baitin is, I guess, where Bethel was, and Deir Dibwan is where I was. So here, he's in the hills. These are the hills right here. These are the hills east of Bethel, west of Ai, and he built an altar to the Lord here in Abraham's tent. And then they went. They continued toward to the Negev desert, and then when they're in the Negev desert, they have to go to Egypt because of the famine in the land. So we're going to go all the way to Egypt. And before they enter into Egypt, this is where Abraham was telling Sarai to tell them that, that he was his sister so that they won't kill him, because they might kill him if that was his wife, so they could have her. So he said, just say my sister so that they don't kill me. And then Abraham was receiving favor from them. He became very wealthy here, him and Lot. And the Lord brought a disease onto Pharaoh because Sarah was his wife, and then Pharaoh blames on Abraham, and he says, "Go, be on your way." So he tells him to leave Egypt. And here it says in Genesis 12:10, now there was a famine in the land. Abraham went down to Egypt to live there for a while because the famine was severe. So there we go. So this is why he came to Egypt, and then from Egypt he went all the way back to Abraham's tent. So we're going to go back to the place they went before they went to the Negev desert. Okay, so here the second time after Egypt, this is where him and Lot got into it. They were wealthy. They had they had their own riches, and then they got into it. They didn't want there to be any more conflict, because plus they were in the land of the Canaanites. They didn't want there to be such a conflict between them, so they decided to separate. And how they decided this was Lot looked towards the east, towards the Jordan Valley. He seen that there was a lot of water there, just like Egypt. So he's looking on this way. He's seen there's a river there. It looks like Egypt. So he chooses this way. Abraham, however, chooses a little more southern route. Abraham goes to Hebron. So here we go. All right. Abraham went to live near the trees of Mamre in Hebron, where he pitches his tent, and he builds an altar to the Lord here. So this is where Abraham goes after he decides, after him and Lot separate. And then right after this, he has to go and rescue Lot from Sodom, because he received word that the other kings, and they were against each other, and they had took all of Sodom's good, and they cut off trade routes to Sodom. And so he had to rescue Lot from them. So he takes the 318 trained men from the household, and he gains all the goods back, all the people back, but takes no goods, because he made an oath to the Lord so that they won't say that they made Abraham rich. So he doesn't take any goods. He just redeems Lot back and his daughters, and then Lot's all good. And then Abraham meets with the king of Sodom in the valley of Shaveh, which is the king's valley. So we go all the way back up here, which is in the holy city Jerusalem, modern day Jerusalem, old time Jerusalem. And this is where he meets with the king of Shaveh. Then from here he goes to, this is where also in the valley of Shaveh, that's where he declines all the goods. He just wants the lot free. And after the valley of Shaveh, he resides here for a while. This is where a lot of events happen. This is where the Lord made a covenant with him, saying how his descendants will live in a land not their own for 400 years, until the land of Canaan reached its full measure of sin. So this is when the Lord came to him in a deep sleep. So this is also where Abraham had a son with Hagar named Ishmael, because Sarah was not able to conceive. So Sarai said, "Here, take my slave from Egypt, Hagar, and have a child with her. Maybe the covenant will be fulfilled in this way." So he does, and then they bore a son named Ishmael, which is not the son that was intended for the covenant.